Welcome and thank you for being here on Real Estate in the Lowcountry. Meg Herman is here from Goosehead Insurance, and we're going to talk all about flood insurance today. But first, I would just like to say welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I know. My team has been doing a great job spending time with you, but it's always great to be here, so thank you.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
Yeah, flood insurance. It felt like we talked about flood insurance sort of,
way back
exhaustively. Big changes to flood insurance in Beaufort County in the Lowcountry in 2021, and then the National Flood Insurance Program changed their rating factors at the end of 2021. So we did a lot of flood, but flood insurance is really important. So a couple questions that I get from my clients every day, I thought would be kind of a good thing to go over.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So I love the question when people say that I live in a low risk zone and my bank says I don't need flood insurance. So we like to say that we're more helpful probably than your bank in determining if you should have
really
flood
need
insurance.
it or not. Yeah.
Right, but what they're referring to, and actually this sort of nomenclature happens a lot, what those people are really referring to is that the mortgage company doesn't require that someone have flood insurance in a low or more moderate risk zone. And so when our zones were all re-rated in 2021, many people went to a more moderate risk zone, and they got a letter from their mortgage company saying, we're not requiring anymore. But the risk is still there. This is a barrier island.
We are an island.
And then this area of the world is called the Lowcountry.
Yes.
And we are low. We're very close to sea level. I think doing a good flood evaluation on every property is really important. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Sometimes people also in the same sort of vein of discussion, they'll ask me, what is private flood insurance? And that really has happened because most of the flood insurance that's written is written through the National Flood Insurance Program, or sometimes people say it's through FEMA. FEMA runs the National Flood Insurance Program. So private flood insurance is really any insurance that's other than the FEMA program. And there's actually a ton of great new private flood companies.
Interesting.
So we're sort of seeing in our agency, we're writing almost half of our flood policies in private companies. And that's mostly due to the big changes in the National Flood Insurance Program's rating changes in 2021. They really have changed all the factors. All the things we used to know about flood insurance are different, but those private companies still seem to be hanging on to some of the elevation and those types of line of questioning in terms of determining the flood insurance rate. So it's kind of cool. Another really interesting question, I'm probably going to run out of time because I just love talking about flood insurance. What an interesting thing is people have said, generally, homeowners insurance does not cover flood, the peril of flooding. Right. There are a couple of homeowners companies that have taken on a private flood market. So you can, I don't want to say that as a blanket statement anymore. It's just a good thing to ask about because sometimes you can find a company that has their in-house private flood company. Kind of a cool thing to only have one adjuster if you got your flood on your homeowners. I love that, right?
Right.
So again, that's just kind of something to be
kind of streamlining things.
Aware of, right? And then the other question, and we'll try to nail it pretty quickly, is excess flood. People will say to me, what is this excess product? And the National Flood Insurance Program has a maximum amount of flood insurance that you can buy on any property worth more than $250,000 of coverage. So if you buy flood insurance over that $250,000 amount, that's excess flood.
Okay.
So your deductible is really what we call the primary layer, the primary flood.
Yeah.
So kind of fun stuff.
That's a lot.
I did. We just rolled through it.
Just rolled right through it.
So I think keep your eyes on the flood is really what the point of the story is. It's really not going away in terms of something that is important for us to be looking at as homeowners in the Lowcountry.
Yeah. And so when are we looking at that? Are we doing that when we're renewing our homeowners insurance, or is it a different time frame? Can it be any time?
That's a great question. Generally, the best time to look at it is when you renew your homeowners policy or you get a new home. You want to review the flood insurance, but it renews every year. 30 days out from your renewal is a good time to be looking at it.
Well, there's always so many moving parts to be thinking about when you're talking about insurance of any kind and all the different things about homeowners insurance for sure. So thank you for always making it clear for us what we need to be doing.
It's good. Well, it's always fun to be here, and we're happy to talk about flood.
Thanks, Meg.